I remember this class clown ended up taking the money from the bully, and out of nowhere, this guy decides to say, "Oh, I think it'll be funny." And I remember he ends up walking up to the girl that literally had a crush on me, and what this guy decided to do was insane. At this moment, I knew he took it too far. The moment this guy ends up grabbing her skirt. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another really insane story. Now, today's story honestly takes place back when I was in grade 10, and honestly, my grade 10 year was full of surprises. Like, don't get me wrong, I always ended up doing the Devil's Tango. But also, there were some crazy moments in my life that I still question how it happened to this day. And I remember there was this one time in my grade 10 year where we had this really annoying guy that was in my language arts class. Now, language arts, honestly, was never a serious topic in our school, and honestly, was the least serious class ever. Like, it wasn't like law where you actually have to pay attention to, like, you know, certain notes and I guess, like, you know, important laws, or like physical education where you actually have to like do sports and run around and keep your body fit. Language arts was literally a class where you sat down and basically just kind of, I guess, I don't know, actually, the more I think about it, because you neither do language or art, so I don't really know. But honestly, all I'm trying to explain is that it really isn't anything serious. And it being so not serious, I remember there was a lot of kids in that class that would basically goof around or not even care. But there was one guy specifically in this class that was the most annoying, obnoxious, irritating person ever, and he was considered the class clown. Now, I'm not gonna say his name because obviously for legal reasons, I don't want to get in trouble. Hell, that's the reason why I took law class back when I was in high school. But also on top of that, I did promise him I wouldn't say his name. But if you're watching this video, yeah, this video is about you, buddy. Going on with the story, I remember this one irritating dude, the class clown is what we're gonna call him. He really did not care about the rules. Like, for example, there would be certain days where the teacher's talking and he would just end up making jokes mid-sentence of the teacher talking. Like, you know how annoying it is when you're just trying to get through a class and there's just that one person that just keeps making noise and keeps irritating everyone for no apparent reason? Yeah, that was basically this guy. Now, at first in the beginning of the school year, obviously he ended up doing light jokes that made some of us laugh pretty good. But when the school year continued, that's when things got really intense, because clearly this guy was running out of material or something. I really don't know. So he ended up doing things that were more like crazy pranks that should not have been done. Like, for example, I remember one time we ended up getting a new seating arrangement in our classroom, and the class clown ended up sitting behind a girl that was really like kind of, I guess, a teacher's pet, you can call it. But she was like one of the smartest girls in our class, and she was actually really beautiful. But what the class clown decided to do is that he took the opportunity to set up a prank where basically at lunch he ended up buying a whole pack of gum, and when he was sitting behind her, he would chew on a piece of gum and spit it in her hair. Yeah, he ended up chewing like I think 7 pieces of gum, and all 7 of them got stuck on her hair, and she didn't notice till the end of class when a girl ended up saying to her, "Oh my goodness, why do you have gum in your hair?" Wait, what do you mean? And yeah, let's just say he ended up getting in massive trouble to the point where he actually wasn't allowed to be in the classroom for 2 days. He wasn't suspended, but he was basically banned from the classroom for only 2 days, which, I mean, fair enough. You know, maybe he learned his lesson. No, because there was one specific day where this guy took things to the limits, and I couldn't believe it. Because I remember this class clown one time at lunchtime, I was walking down the school hallway and I saw him. He ended up walking up to me saying, "Yo, Bubba, how's it going, bro? What you doing?" Nothing, just heading to class. Why, what's going on? "Well, bro, like, listen, man, I was thinking, right? Wouldn't it be funny if like I like maybe like trip the teacher before like she walks into the classroom? You know what I mean?" Dude, what? You're gonna hurt the teacher, bro. Just don't do pranks that hurt people. Like, seriously, people could actually like get affected by that. Like that chewing gum stunt you did the other week. It wasn't cool, bro. Like, I don't know why you find it funny. Oh, come on, man. You don't like a little bit of dark humor? Like, let's be real, bro. I don't know what he was saying, but he was yapping a lot to the point where I looked at him and said, "Listen, man, as long as these pranks don't affect me, I really don't care." And from there, I ended up basically walking away. But as I walked away, I looked behind me and I saw he ended up talking to the one person I never thought the class clown would talk to. And that's the bully. Now, if you guys don't know, in our high school, we had a bully. He was kind of a jerk to everyone, and honestly, no one liked him. He was always up to mischief, and in a way, he was just really annoying. But I remember when I saw them talking together, out of nowhere, I ended up seeing that they were actually having a good conversation. I don't know why, but all I know is that if you hung around this bully, he definitely had some sort of bad influence on you. And knowing that the class clown already was in a majority of trouble for a lot of the school year, I knew that this guy was not good news for him. But once again, like I said earlier to him, as long as it didn't affect me, I couldn't care less. I remember lunchtime ended and I ended up basically going to my language arts class. And when I did, I remember everyone started to walk in, and I actually ended up kind of staring at the door to check if, you know, the class clown was actually going to trip the teacher. But luckily he didn't. What this guy ended up doing was a lot worse, because I remember as we're in the middle of class just sitting down learning, he ended up making some really dumb jokes. And there was this one girl in our class that was actually a foreign exchange student that was really hot, by the way. Like, she was pretty popular. Ends up looking back and saying, bro, can you just be quiet? Like, we're actually trying to learn. Like, I didn't fly all the way from wherever the hell she's from. I don't actually remember. Going on, she said, I didn't fly all the way from wherever to basically come down here and hear you yapping. You understand? At that moment, everyone in the classroom went, ooh. And I'm not gonna lie, the class clown ended up freezing up in his place. Obviously, he was embarrassed, but he was actually pretty upset, to the point where this guy, I guess, decided to do something crazy, because he ended up turning around and he started basically going on his phone. I don't know why he was on his phone, but I was just really confused, because like, it wasn't something he would normally do. Usually he would do a massive comeback or something, but I guess he ran out of material. I really don't know. But what this class clown ended up planning next was really, really bad, because I remember it got to the point of class where everyone just started working on their worksheets and basically standing up and talking and basically having conversation with each other. And out of nowhere, I ended up seeing the bully ended up walking up to our classroom door, and the class clown stands up from his seat after being quiet for so long, stands up, goes to the bully at the door and says, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'll do it, bro. Here, hand me the cash. This bully ends up handing him like 20 bucks, and I really didn't know what it was for until I ended up seeing this guy walking up to the girl that called him out earlier in class, and he ended up grabbing her skirt and pulling it down in front of everyone. I remember everyone started looking, and the class clown, as he pulled it down, he ended up saying, look at that, the land down under, look at you. And at this moment, I am not joking, this girl ended up pulling up her skirt as fast as she could out of pure embarrassment, and she ended up actually sprinting out of the classroom, crying her eyes out. At this moment, the teacher saw what happened and sent the class clown to the principal's office right away. And then afterwards, the teacher ended up looking at me saying, Baba, can you quickly go down and get her, please? And make sure she's okay? What? You're sending me? At this moment, I looked at everyone and no one else wanted to go get her. So I ended up standing out of my seat and I ran to go see where she went. I ran and I finally saw her sitting in like the corner of the cafeteria, and I walked up to her saying, hey, like, you okay? No, are you kidding me? Everyone just saw my hoo-ha and I don't know what to do. At this moment, I ended up sitting beside her, and I actually ended up telling her an embarrassing story that happened to me that's pretty similar. And actually, the same story is on this channel, by the way. But I told her getting pantsed is something that people will eventually forget, and don't overthink it. She ended up looking at me laughing, and well, one thing led to another. We actually ended up becoming friends. And if you guys are wondering, yeah, actually, I ended up doing the devil's tango with her like 3 weeks later. But that's not the point. The main thing is, bullying is not funny. And I get it, being the class clown is very popular. You gotta make sure you come up with new material, because you don't see Kevin Hart going around pantsing people. But if you guys think the class clown did take it too far, then fall for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys.